Today on the Home Game channel, we'll be ranking all 16 swappers from worst to best. All I ask is that just please respect my opinion, I'll respect yours, and if you don't agree with something, just please tell me down in the comments. So I hope you enjoy the video. Last place on this list is Night Shift, because he is just pretty weak with his extremely low health. He does not do much damage. But his bottom half is one of the best parts of him, because you have speed and also a pretty good amount of damage. So that's why he's number 16 on this list. Number 15 is Ripple Rouser. Overall, he's just really slow in attack speed and movement speed. His attacks are not great, but his only perk is that he has an insane amount of health, and he's great for tanking. Number 14 is Guerrilla Drilla. Overall, just not a great Skylander, not very great attacks. He's just overall just not particularly great, but he is monkey, so that gives him a pretty big boost. This is one Skylander I was looking forward to get, but I was a little disappointed about his moveset because he looks so cool. But he has some pretty cool attacks, like the combination of him and Fireworks, and the Komodo Dragon is really cool. Number 12 is Boomjet. I think he's one of those overrated Skylanders in the entire series, because his football bombs are very weak, and his third attack is very slow and does about the same as the football bombs. The only good part about him is his bottom half, how you can kind of just spam double tap B, and it'll kind of go forward if you fully upgraded him and do lots of damage. So yeah. Huloob is just one of those Skylanders that I think is pretty forgotten. He's a pretty decent Skylander, but pretty kind of weak, so that's why he's this low on the list. Alrighty, so number 10 on this list is Blast Zone, because his lava bombs are pretty good, but that's the only great thing about him. His bottom half is decent, and his third attack is not great. Number 9 on this list is Freeze Blade, but just because I completed a solo run with him doesn't mean I think he's particularly great. He's pretty weak in damage, but he's pretty damn fast, so that's what I like about him. But he does have some great combos where you can use the third attack and the first attack to kind of just destroy enemies. One of the best long-range Skylanders in the whole game, but the only problem is that the long-range attack is all I really use, because his other attacks are not particularly great. Swashbuckler is kind of everything you want in the Skylander. He has range and a great melee attack. His bottom half is not particularly great though, and also his top half is pretty weak, but overall he's a pretty just solid Skylander. He's a great short-range Skylander, but does struggle a pretty good amount against long-range enemies. But his great short-range attacks kind of make up for that. This is one Sky I think is way overhated. He has long-ranged and short-ranged attacks, kind of like Swashbuckler, but they're a lot more powerful. But one thing he lacks is good attacks in the bottom half, and that's what put him a little farther back on this list than I would have liked to put him. One word to describe this Skylander is just badass, because he has great long-range attacks, but also he can just pick up stuff and throw it at enemies, or even pick up the enemies and just yeets them. And he's just overall really, really solid Skylander, and that's why he's this high up. Free Ranger is one of those Skylanders that I've recently gotten, and I basically fell in love with him. His short-range attacks are great, and he can also combine that with his kind of paralyzing enemies with his laser. And his bottom half is easily one of the best bottom halves in the whole game. Spyrise is just a crazy good Skylander. He kind of just has everything you need in a Skylander. He's got range, power, just everything good. His bottom half is amazing as well. He can shoot a ton of projectiles and take out loads of enemies. But in my list, he was beaten by one other Skylander who's just a little bit better than him. And that Skylander is Trap Shadow, baby! My favorite Skylander of all time. He is one of my first Skylanders, but he's the complete opposite of Night Shift. I just fell in love with him, his moveset, how he looks, his bottom half, just overall, he's like one of the best Skylanders in the whole franchise. But for me, he is the best in the whole franchise. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave a comment if you disagree with me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.